To my 12 Days of Christmas gift box series. I'm doing a new video every single day from December 5th through the 16th at 1 p.m. Central Time right here on YouTube to celebrate Christmas. We're counting down with 12 Christmas gifts that are all wrapped up, but the projects that I'm sharing are not going to be for Christmas. All the gifts in my 12 Days of Christmas gift box are not Christmas related, and they're crafting items that you're going to be able to use for the entire year. This is the third year in a row that I've done 12 days of Christmas, and I hope that you're enjoying your gift box at home. If you're not familiar and have no idea what I'm talking about, check the link in the video description. There's still a couple boxes left you can add on to the wait list. And I'm so excited to be doing this again because in addition to revealing the gift, I'll also be sharing a sneak peek from the new upcoming January through April 2023 Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. I love sneak peeks. I love everything in this new catalog. I'm so excited. I'm still just starting to get to play with everything. I haven't had a whole lot of time, so I really love the bundle I'm sharing today, one of my favorites from the new catalog. But before we get to the sneak peek, let's open up our gift. If you're watching and you haven't opened your day 2 gift, you might want to pause the video or come back later. I don't want to spoil the surprise. That is what's so much fun about this 12 Days of Christmas gift box is you get to unwrap a new surprise every day. Don't you love surprises? My kids are doing a little advent calendar with squishmallows. And of course, we've got one with candy as well for our countdown to Christmas. And so this is sort of my version. All right, well, I'm not going to cut open the plastic. I'm just going to switch out the gift today and show you. Any guesses as to what our day 2 gift is? Well, I'm about to show you. Our day 2 gift is the Good Things cards and envelopes. What are these? You may not recognize the Good Things cards and envelope. This is an add-on card and envelope kit that's available as part of the Paper Pumpkin promotion. The kit for Paper Pumpkin this month in December is called Good Things. They come in small packages, and I can't open up and show you the sneak peek that we got on stage, but I can show you this little flyer. This kit is going to include materials to make 16 gift card holders, these cute little boxes, and I can tell you from the sneak peek that I have seen that we have gift card holders and images for all year round. In fact, the sneak peek that I saw had a cupcake and some stars and a graduation cap and a flower. So lots of different things, lots of really versatile colors. Of course, they go with the add-on kit. Many people don't like to have treat packages or gift card holders, 3D items for Paper Pumpkin, and so sometimes they offer an add-on option where you can turn the materials from your Paper Pumpkin kit into cards. And so that's what this is. The Good Things Cards and Envelope add-on is available to Paper Pumpkin subscribers and includes 20 cards and envelopes. These are normal size cards. You get 5 each of 4 different colors with coordinating envelopes. They're white on the inside, so you don't need an extra layer. And I love anything that makes card making easy. Yesterday, the gift that we shared was the Today's the Day Memories and More card pack. Did you see that video? Let me show you really quick the finished project. We used the cards here and we layered small cards onto large cards to make this flip stand that has inspiring sayings to flip throughout the week, throughout the month. Mine totaled 15 different cards to flip to, and I had some leftover pieces, which I used to make some cards with the cards and envelopes that we're using today. So here's some of those leftover pieces that I used to make some cards. I love the way they turned out. I love clean and simple crafting. That is kind of how I got started, was clean and simple crafting. I'm not a very fussy, do all the thing kind of stamper. And so if you're watching my channel, you probably like the same kind of quick and easy cards. And so you're going to love the card layout that I'm going to share with you today. Well, I was looking for some new product that would coordinate with the Good Things cards and envelopes. And what I actually found was the paper that coordinated really well, and I really think this was an accident. the paper that coordinates really well is actually the Fitting Florets designer paper, which is currently available right now as part of the Fitting Florets collection pre-order. So we have a fitting framelit or fitting framed, I don't know, something. We have a bundle that's going to be in the new mini catalog, and then this limited edition designer paper that is currently available right now until January 4th. And so you can order this paper right now if you want. I just love how it's so colorful and bright and springy, but I also really love that it's kind of wintry too, and it's got some great patterns for Christmas even. And so I'm going to use this designer paper to make some cards with our envelopes, because don't they go so well? The colors that you have here are basic gray, balmy blue, blushing bride, and I think mint macaron. I'm trying to look now and see. I don't think it says anywhere. Maybe it's soft succulent. I think it's more mint macaron, which this paper is mint or soft succulent, but I think it's close enough. Oh, I'm so excited to see you guys all joining live, and I will try so hard to keep up with your comments. Yes, clean and simple cards. We are going to really dive in. I've used this template before, but I love it so much, especially for 6x6 designer paper. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of really great 6x6 paper coming out in the mini catalog. And I looked, and none of them really had the colors. So that's why I decided to use the Fitting Florets. But you can use these card layouts with any designer paper that you have at home, that you have coming up new. So we're gonna do an easy layout with the designer paper, but I did want to share with you a sneak peek. And so here's a brand new bundle that is coming out in the new mini catalog. It's called Something Fancy, and it includes a rubber stamp set with dies. And I love these tag dies. I'm trying to look and see really quick. I'm going to double check the catalog, because something exciting in this new catalog is that some stamp sets are available in both cling rubber and in photopolymer. And so I was just double checking to see. It looks like this is not available in both, but some of them are. So it's kind of fun to think about which one you'd prefer. And I find that it really depends on the stamp set, right? Some things I would prefer the rubber, and some I would prefer the photopolymer. I like the way that a rubber stamp set, I like the image. I think you get a much nicer, crisper image. But some things like greetings, it's good to have the photopolymer. Well, this is a red rubber stamp set. Leave a comment and let me know which of the two you prefer. Do you prefer red rubber, or do you prefer the clear photopolymer? I'll let you guys comment on that while I'm putting these stamps together. So our cling stamps come with stickers, and they have the rubber mounted on foam. And so here's my tip. I know I've shared it before, but if you're brand new, you might not have seen it. I like to peel the sticker that coordinates. So this one says, here's to, what does it say? Here's to beautiful beginnings and happily ever afters. So I'm going to peel the sticker. I'm taking the whole thing off the sheet, and I'm going to put the sticker on the block. Then I'm going to take and peel off the paper backing off the sticker. I'm going to turn this over, making sure I got the right side up. And then I'm going to turn the sticker around where it's sticky, and I'm going to line it up onto the stamp. And now when I'm done, I can just peel that whole stamp right off my block and put it away. You want to make sure you're clean your stamps in between using them. I almost threw that one away. Let's see. This one says, may the good you do come back to you. Oh, I love these sentiments. They're so good. So I just die cut a whole bunch of labels with some white cardstock. And I love doing this. Whenever I have label dies, it's fun to just cut a whole bunch and just have them ready to go. You might find that you prefer to stamp first and then die cut. I kind of like to do it the other way around. But if you have problems lining up, then stamping first and then die cutting around it may help you to be able to stamp a little bit straighter. One thing that I like to do as well is to put the stamp so that it's straight on the block and parallel to the bottom. So if nothing else, I will line up the edges of the block and make sure that the edges of the block are parallel to my to the bottom of my die cut. This is helpful to do if you use a piece of grid paper or something like that, because then you can line up those you can line up the edges of the block to the grid paper and kind of aid you in stamping straight on your die cut. I'm looking at some of your comments about which kind of stamps that you prefer. Red rubber, clear. It seems like you guys are pretty mixed. And like I said, I think it really depends on the kind of stamp it is, because sometimes, yeah, like you said, Tony, you can place better if you have the photopolymer, but I do really like to have the other red rubber for some of these detailed images. I need to send some sympathy cards, so I'm going to make sure I do the sympathy stamp. It's a little too short. Let me just put it on a bigger block. I need to just have some sympathy cards in my stash. That's a good question too. Do you guys make up cards ahead of time to keep in your stash, or do you make them as you need them? This card layout is so good. You're going to be able to make up a bunch of cards and have them on hand so that you're ready whenever you need them. Something fancy. Let me just read through these sentiments really quick. You matter to so many. With deepest sympathy. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. Oh my God, I need that one so bad. May the good you do come back to you. Nothing fancy, just love. Here's to beautiful beginnings and happily ever afters. Thank you. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Grateful for the everyday magic of you. Oh, I love that. Karen, did you just say 100 cards? She says, I have 100 cards ready to go at all times. I am impressed. I have a lot of cards in my stash like that are older, and I just kind of need to go through my stash because they're cards that I just am not using for whatever reason. I don't know, like maybe they're just too specific, you know, of an occasion. So that's something that I know a lot of people do as well, is they'll create cards and then they'll come back and add the sentiment as they need it. That's a great idea too. And by making up tags like this, you can always make up the tags for everything you need and then just add them to your card as you need them. All right, we're going to put the stamps aside for a second and we're going to do some cutting on our designer paper. I told you I've got this really great layout for you. And it's best with 6x6 designer paper. It's just an easy cut for 6x6 paper to make a bunch of cards without wasting paper. Of course, you can do this with any size paper though. So I've got 3 different versions I'm going to do. I kind of have my designer paper paired together. And so the first cut we're going to do, this is going to be the main focal image designer paper. We're going to cut 3-inch squares. So I'm going to cut at 3 inches and then I'm going to turn and cut at 3 inches again. Okay, so the 6x6 square turns into 4 3x3 pieces. All right, the next one is going to be the bottom layer. And so for this one, I'm going to start by cutting 5.5 inches. And you do have this little strip that you can use on an envelope or somewhere else, maybe inside to embellish your card. But the rest of it, we're going to cut 4 pieces to create 4 cards. And so we've got 6 inches going the other way, and that divides evenly by 1.5. So we're going to cut at 4.5 inches, which is 1.5, at 3, and at 1.5, so that we have 4 long strips that are 1.5 by 5.5 and 4 3x3 squares. Okay, that was the first design. I'm going to cut the other ones. I'll go a little bit faster this time because you already know what I'm doing. I'm going to start with the 3x3 squares, just cutting in half and in half again the other way. So 3-inch by 3-inch. Now the accent piece, the long one, is going to first be cut at 5.5 and then turn it and cut at 4.5, 3, and 1.5. So we've got our set for those cards. And our last one, this is going to be our focal image. This is 3x3. And the last one, we're going to cut again at 5.5, which is the width of our card base. Then turn it, cut at 4.5, 3, and 1.5. So now we have pieces that are cut and ready to go to make 12 cards. Wow. I told you these are going to be quick and easy, especially because we have the card bases all ready to go. So we are going to use 4 of the green ones, 4 of the pink ones, and 4 of the blue ones for these cards. I'll save the rest for another time. I also have coordinating envelopes, which I'm going to set aside for now as well. Okay, let's start with the blue ones. I'm going to start by gluing down our long piece. Again, this is 1.5 by 5.5, and this is going to go across the bottom of the card. Next up, you can add the square over here, and then we're going to do a tag like that. If you want to, you can add a layer underneath your designer paper. I always kind of like to layer things out. So I did cut these ahead of time. This was some additional cardstock. That's 3.25 by 3.25. So if you do want to finish out your designer paper and just layer that a little bit, that 3 by 3 designer paper square is going to go on a 3.25 by 3.25 piece or a layer. So I've got white to go with the blue ones, and then I've got green to go with the flowers. So let's go ahead and glue all our pieces together. This again is going to go really fast. And although I love creating masterpieces and fun fold cards and, you know, using all kinds of things, sometimes you just need something quick and easy. So this kind of card layout is perfect for that quick and easy. And when I'm usually trying to make a bunch of cards at once, I will glue down multiple pieces or add glue to multiple pieces and kind of do a little assembly line. So that's what I'm doing now. Oh, my adhesive ran out, which is no problem at all because we have refills for the stamp and seal. So I'm just going to reach down and grab a refill. They come in these little bags. And so you can just take that out and line up the areas for the pegs in the dispenser. Get rid of any little goobers. And then just add the other side of the dispenser to close it up. And you're ready to go. So I'm making a bunch of these for kind of all occasions, but you could easily use this layout to make your Christmas cards. Which brings me to another question. As you're making Christmas cards, do you make a bunch of the same design or do you kind of mix it up? How many different designs do you create when you are making Christmas cards to send? I know some of you make a lot of Christmas cards, so I'm sure that you don't make different designs for every single person, but if you're making 100 cards or 75 cards, I'm sure you've got maybe several designs or at least a couple, or maybe you make 75 of the same one. I don't know. Leave your comment. Let me know. I moved up my paper just a little bit, just because I wanted to have a little space for the square to be showing underneath the designer paper, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pull these up a little bit. If you've been watching my channel, you know I am the queen of tear parts. And part of how I get away with that is that when I, sometimes when I glue down, I don't use a ton of glue and I also don't use a lot of pressure. So like it's fine, but if I need to, I can use some pressure to gently pull up and separate the layers. So I'll remember to go a little higher, about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, when I do the next colors. I'm also adding this at an angle a little bit. I know that triggers some of you. And I don't mean to be trigger, but I do like to have a little angle, because when I am making my cards, if I'm not perfectly straight, then, you know, it doesn't matter. I had a little tear there, so I'm just going to add my square on this side instead, and I'll just add the tag in the empty space. So kind of a mirror image. I'm going to keep going. We're making 12 cards today. I should have had you guys start a timer and see how long it takes us to make 12 cards. Maybe I don't want to be timed. I don't know. Have you ever timed yourself making cards? It's supposed to be a fun process and therapeutic, and it's not a race. So I don't necessarily recommend timing yourself, but I think it's fun sometimes. The girls and I have been doing this puzzle game called Color Coup. It's kind of like Sudoku, but with colors, and we borrowed it from Margot. I think you're watching, Margot. We brought it back upstairs so that we can give it back, but then we just keep playing it more. So I promise we'll get it back to you soon. But we have been, there's different levels, right? So there's like easy, and there's, you know, challenging and tough, and I don't remember all the names of them, but we can handle all of them, and we usually work on it together. So we're all just sort of hovering over the puzzle and trying to figure it out together. And then we just, when we see something that we know, we go ahead and place the puzzle piece. It's like they're little circles, so it's not really a puzzle piece, but where was I going with that story? Oh, so sometimes after a challenging one, we were like, oh my gosh, you know, we almost didn't get through that one. Now we need an easy one just so we can finish on a win. And so we'll do like one of the easiest levels. But then we started timing ourselves so that even when we're doing the easy one, we can try to beat our time. And so it's still a little competitive and, you know, challenging because we're trying to beat our time. And so we can finish one of the easy ones in under 5 minutes. And I'm trying to remember, did we get under 4 minutes? It was pretty close. I think we had one that was just over 4 minutes, but that is 3 or 4 people using their brain power together to do the puzzle. It's so much fun. Sharon, it is not electronic. It is a board game, and it is the Color Coup, COLORKU. It's like a wooden board that has then they're kind of like wooden marbles with the different colors. And so then there's divots, and it's set up just like a normal Sudoku, you know, kind of grid. And then you just move around the colors. There are cards that show you starting points. And so the different levels, you have different, different points. It shows you which colors to put in the starting points, and then you build from there. So the harder levels just have fewer colors out on the board to start with, and the easier levels have more colors on the board to start with. So you already have kind of a starting point, and more of a starting point. So that's why it's a lot quicker. I know sometimes timed things do produce some anxiety. And so certainly you never have to time yourself or anything like that when you stamp, but I'm a little competitive sometimes. So it's not so much about competing against other people as much as it is about bettering my best, you know, and sometimes sometimes I find it's just like fun. It makes it like a game. I don't time myself often or ever when I stamp. I feel like there was one time I did a video and I asked you guys to time me. But normally I don't time myself. And when we play that game, normally we don't time ourselves. It was just when we were taking on the easy levels that we were kind of adding an element to it. Oh, I don't know how long we've been on, 24 minutes, but we have been really flying through. I guess I am kind of timing myself because I started the video, didn't I? If you're just joining, we're making some quick and easy card layouts using the Good Things cards and envelopes. This is a Paper Pumpkin add-on. If you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, let me tell you a little bit about Paper Pumpkin. It is a monthly subscription kit from Stampin' Up, and the card kits are different. Sometimes the project kits are different. Sometimes they're card kits, sometimes they're project kits, and it's usually kind of a bit of a surprise. You have to subscribe by the 10th of the month in order to get the kit. So if you're interested in getting the Good Things gift card holder kit, that is for the December Paper Pumpkin, you want to make sure to subscribe by December 10th, which is coming up really soon. So make sure that you get subscribed so that you can get that kit. If you don't want the gift card holders, then you can also skip. You can skip anytime. That's what I love about Paper Pumpkin, is there is no obligation. You can also cancel anytime. So if you're not happy with Paper Pumpkin, you can skip or cancel without any penalty whatsoever. Okay, we have our card bases done. Wasn't that so easy? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp some sentiments onto the tags, and then we'll add them onto our card. And I'm going to keep true to the clean and simple nature that I promised with these cards, but you certainly could add some additional ribbon or embellishments and really dress up these cards as much as you want. But I love card bases like this for making quick and easy cards. So all I had to do was cut the designer paper. I did add that extra layer in there, but you don't have to. So let's do some stamping. I have that Something Fancy bundle, brand new from the January through April mini catalog, and I die cut some tags using the coordinating Something Fancy dies. Oh, I forgot about that. The name of the dies now is the same name as the stamp set. Isn't that great? They used to be different all the time, and so it was always confusing, you know, which one was which, and now it's the same thing. Something Fancy dies, Something Fancy stamp set, and it's the Something Fancy bundle. Easy peasy. We're going to pick out some colors that coordinate with our designer paper. We're using the Fitting Florets designer paper. And so I'm going to choose navy, evening evergreen, and I guess I'm going to do some evening evergreen here since I have that border. I'm not sure how I feel about the evening evergreen border around the designer paper. I feel like maybe it's too dark. This dark pink, let me show you really quick. This dark pink is polished pink. But I pulled that one out, and I just felt like the cardstock was so much brighter than the designer paper. I didn't really feel like it was a good match. And so that's why I chose not to use polished pink, which was the darker pink. I could have chosen blue or something else, and maybe that would have been a little brighter for spring. Now I'm starting to second guess. I suppose I could have just done white as well and just had that layer. I'm doing a pull apart. Let's see. We're going to do it this or that. I'm going to add it on something else. What color do you think I should try? Should I try balmy blue, or should I try white? I'm going to pull out some cardstock and see. There's the, uh-oh, I forgot we're sticky. There's the balmy blue. Oh, I do like that one. Okay, we're going to switch it up really quick. Oh, Karen says you like the green. You know what? How about I'll just switch up one. Oh, I see a white and blue. Okay, I'm going to do one blue, one white, and then we'll keep the other two to be green. So that way we can see how they all turn out, and maybe we'll decide we like one better once it's all finished. So I'm going to do one blue, one white, and we'll keep the other ones green. Just like everything else, there's no wrong choice when you're card making. Whatever makes you happy, right? Whatever makes you happy is the right choice. Okay, there's the blue. So we have green, blue, and I'm going to do one. Oh, tearing. Ah! I'm rushing this one, and it's tearing a lot. gentle pressure. That's what you get to have a good tear apart with. Gentle pressure. So this is the white. And I didn't think I would like the white because the background of the designer paper is white. But I don't know. Okay. Now you can decide. You can see better how it looks. Green, blue, or white. Have you changed your mind, or or do you still like the same thing? Leave a comment, let me know. Green, blue, or white. Let's start with another one, and let's start with the navy ones. We're going to stamp our sentiments. So I've got some sentiments, and these fit on the tags differently. So like this one looks like it fits well on this tag, and oh, I didn't forget your birthday. I love that one. That fits on the big tag. Oh, I think this would be good coloring for the sympathy, and that looks like it fits on the small one. So I'm definitely going to do 2 sympathies, and then I'll do kind of like the sympathy on this one too. Okay, I'm going to do 4 sentiments, and I'm doing Night of Navy ink. So with Deepest Sympathy, and oh yeah, I'm just trying to see if there is, looking to see if there is an inside sentiment to go with the sympathy. I don't think that there is, though. That's all right. Lots of room to write my own message. Okay. We're keeping these simple, like I said, so I'm just going to add these on with some Stampin' Dimensionals in the spirit of easy cards. And assembly line, I do them all at the same time, and then I'll put them on at the same time. This video is going to be a little longer than I thought, but we're making 12 different cards, so that's okay. Oh, I love that one. I'm so glad you guys are joining me today. It's so much fun to stamp with friends. And even though we're miles apart, ooh. I'm gonna go there. It's still so much fun to know that you're here, and some of you sometimes stamping right along with me. This would have been an easy one to stamp along with. Okay, we've got 4 cards done. I'm going to do some quick cleaning on our stamps, and we can switch ink colors and do our next cards. Oh, this is a good one too. The green. I think this one would be good for Christmas. I need to rinse my Stampin' Chamois. Okay, green cards are next. So we're going to use Evening Evergreen. And this would be a good card base for Christmas, but none of the sentiments in our set are necessarily for Christmas. So that's okay. We're going to use some of the other sets. May the good you do come back to you. Oh, yes, I love it. And what was this one with the birthday? That's good. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. Here's to beautiful beginnings and happily ever afters. Oh, that would be so good for a wedding. And one more. This could work for sympathy. I'll do another sympathy. Okay, let's close our ink pad really quick. We're going to add these on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And our cards are just flying together. I'm trying to figure out what I said that Sarah Douglas says, Tina. Oh, no. Oh, we're all linked by ink. Oh, I love it. I just had to scroll up farther and see your comment. We are all linked with ink. It is so true. So with that in mind, tell me, where are you guys tuning in from? Are you all in the United States? Do we have some viewers who are tuning in from around the world? As you guys know, Stampin' Up! Is everywhere. We're worldwide. We have stampers in the United Kingdom and Germany and France and in the Netherlands and down in the South Pacific and Australia and New Zealand. So it's so much fun to see where everyone is tuning in from. Lottie's from North Carolina, Karen from Texas, Carol's watching from Connecticut, Tina's in Maryland. Hi, Dee Dee from Canada. I live in central Illinois in the United States, just a couple hours south of Chicago. And I love it because we're kind of like right in the middle. So whenever Stampin' Up! Has like on stage events, like we usually are just a few hours from one of them. We're always pretty close. Oh, I'm seeing all your comments come through. Yay! Oh, Sandra's watching from Australia. What time is it there in Australia right now, Sandra? Fonda's from North Carolina, Tony from Pennsylvania, Karen from New Hampshire, Renee from Washington. Hi, Katie. So glad that you're joining us. We're almost done making 12 different cards today. Dawn's from Michigan, Susan's from Alberta, Connie from California, and Opal from Alabama, Tony from Tennessee. We are all over the place in the United States. I love this. And good morning, Sandra. Oh my goodness, you're an early riser. 5:38 definitely is before I get out of bed. My body is like a 7 a.m. kind of wake up time. No matter what time I go to bed, 7 a.m. is usually the time that my body says, get up, get up. Let's see. Should we choose some other sentiments? Oh, I love you matter to many. I want to do that one. And then, what was this one? Nothing fancy, just love. That one's good too. Okay, I'm going to mount a couple new ones really quick. And I want to break out, I think, the pink ink for this one because I think even though the cardstock didn't match, I think the polished pink ink will go nicely with this designer paper. Okay, quick poll. Do you guys have the Fitting Florets designer paper? That's the one that we used today. In fact, we used all 6 patterns. We used some on the front side and some on the back side, but we used all 6 papers, all 6 designs to coordinate really well with these good things. I almost did that one upside down. Good things, cards and envelopes. Just going to readjust this one. Remember how I talked about making sure the stamp is parallel with the block? Oh my gosh, 4:30 a.m., Tony. That's crazy. I guess the house would be quiet, but I get quiet house in the evening. And so that's why I stay up so late, is because everyone is in bed and the house is quiet. Oh, I love this. And then, you know what? I'm going to just clean one of these really quick. I should have started with the lighter ink, but it doesn't matter. We always want to clean our stamps anyway. So I'll do this one. May the good you do come back to you. Okay, we are almost done. Can't believe we made 12 cards. I wasn't even really sure what we were going to do today. When I got up, I thought, what am I doing today with these cards? And I kind of was back and forth on some different ideas. And this came together even better than I imagined. I love when that happens. Taking off all my Stampin' Dimensional backings. I've got a pile over here on the side, out of camera view, or mostly out of camera view. I hope that you enjoyed the cards that I shared today and this quick and simple layout for creating cards at home. Whether you're using old designer paper that you've got at home or something new, you cannot go wrong with these easy measurements. So the designer paper in the focal point is 3 inches by 3 inches. And then the designer paper across the bottom is 1.5 by 5.5 inches. So we used 6 different 6x6 designer paper pieces to create these cards, plus the die cut card or the die cut labels and the layers underneath to create 12 different cards using the Something Fancy bundle. Oh my gosh, I hope that you enjoyed these cards. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's project, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so that you don't miss out on future card making videos. I'm going to be live every day from now until December 16th at 1 p.m. Central Time with a brand new project revealing the 12 Days of Christmas gift and showing you a sneak peek from the new mini catalog that starts in January. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.